The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
3 weeks from tonight is the NFL draft, and we have some news involving a potential trade many Jet fans want the team to make. It ain't going to happen, according to one ESPN insider. We'll talk about that and much more. Matt O'Leary joins me, plus an exciting show announcement at the start of our program. It is the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Wish you could have been a Jet, Fernando.
Let's see what happens.
What's your message to the Jet fans in New York?
Jets, Jets.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show. And for the first time, we are now presented by a brand new sponsor. PrizePicks is the presenting sponsor of the Jake Asman Show going forward. Super pumped about this partnership. PrizePicks not only sponsors the Jets Collective that I host every week with Rich Samini and Brandon Tierney, but they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. I've come on board to the PrizePicks team, and this is going to be a lot of fun for our content in the offseason, like right now, and certainly for our content once the Jet season gets rolling. If you're not familiar with PrizePicks, there's no better time to learn all about it. They have every single sport that you can have different picks on. And look, if you're a New York sports fan, if you're just a sports fan in general, PrizePicks needs to be your go-to. Here's what you could do. You could download the app and see all this for yourself. Use promo code HMA, and if you put in $5, you'll get $50 instantly. We'll be mixing in a bunch of different plays. You can actually cash out early if you hit on a bunch of your picks. It's basically daily fantasy made simple. You just pick more or less on your favorite player projections. You build your lineup out in a few taps. I'll have plenty more on PrizePicks as we get things rolling. But the biggest thing you could do is download the app so you could follow along my picks. We could shout out your picks, and we'll have some fun on all the platforms here on social media with PrizePicks. But shout out to PrizePicks, brand new sponsor. Excited to welcome them to the Jake Asman Asmaniac family. With that, let's say hello right now to our good friend Matt O'Leary. You can check out his YouTube channel, Matt O'Leary NY. Matt, I'm repping the New York Islanders polo for you. Where's my logo? There it is. Because tonight is a massive one as the New York Islanders need to start winning some games here to make the playoffs.
Dude, unfortunately I was in the building for that disaster against the Penguins on Monday. Not fun. The biggest game of the year, and you lose 8-3. So I appreciate you repping our hockey squad, and hopefully they start winning some games and clinch a playoff spot here.
They better. You know, it's funny. The Buffalo Sabres beat them the other night. They're going to make the playoffs. So, the Jets are going to be all alone with this long-standing playoff drought, the longest in professional sports. So, at least the Islanders could hopefully make the playoffs to give us something playoff-wise. I'm a Knicks fan as well, but that'd be nice to have that here in the spring.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm biased, but playoff hockey to me is just a totally different beast. So it's so much fun when the New York teams are in it, hoping the Islanders get in. But yeah, I mean, hey, PrizePicks on the Islanders and the Knicks all spring long. Sign me up for that, dude.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait. Hopefully they get in. Lot to talk about with you, Matt. I want to remind people that you have to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll shout out our giveaway across our shows for anyone who wants to enter. It is a signed Wayne Corbett helmet. We already have 2 people who entered the raffle, J-Boy and Rasta Dread, each of them in the Asmaniac raffle to get us rolling 4-1. On that, though, I mentioned the Jets Collective. So last night, in a discussion I was having with Brandon Tierney and Rich Samini, everyone could go subscribe to the Jets Collective if you want to listen to the full 1-hour show. But we were talking about the Jets potentially moving out of the number 2 spot. I want to play you first what Darren Mougey said about that when he was asked about moving down potentially in the draft. This was Mougey at the owners' meetings the other day on that topic.
That second overall pick that you guys have, are you imagining that look, we've got a guy, we're taking a guy too, or are you considering, or would you consider moving back?
Yeah, we're always open. We're open. We'll go through this draft process, like I said, and really build the board. And the calls typically don't happen until middle as it gets closer to the draft. But we'll always be open. Always pick up the phone.
They're going to always pick up the phone. Mougey has mastered the generic GM speak that doesn't really say anything, but sure, that I'm sure those conversations will start to happen over the next few weeks. We got 3 weeks until the NFL draft. But now to the Jets collective. I want to get your thoughts on a couple things that Rich Cimini said here. First, the conversation about trading back from 2. Many have said, well, Tennessee, they apparently want Jeremiah Love, the running back. So they might want to come up and make a deal with the Jets from 4 to 2. Not so fast, says Rich. Here's the full clip. We'll play it and then react.
They're dancing with, like who's coming up? It's got to be for Jeremiah Love, right?
Yes.
I mean, who's coming up? I don't think Tennessee's living in the Jeremiah Love world. So, would it be the Giants?
You don't
would
think
it be
that?
the Giants?
A lot of people think Tennessee wants to take him.
I think Washington would take him, but Washington's what, 8 or 9?
Saints are 9, right? I think Commanders are 8. I think, right? Right.
So
Joe?
Washington 7, New Orleans 8, Kansas City's 9.
That's right.
I mean, if you got would you go down from 2 to 8?
I would, because I don't love Reese. I know he could run. I know he's got great intrigue. Yeah, great intrigue. He's not as polished yet as I would like. I don't think he's a home run second pick. If it was the left tackle, which they don't need, if it was the left tackle that you knew was going to be there 10, 12, 13 years, boom, and I need a left tackle, I'm not moving. But there's other guys, and I mentioned Styles and Caleb Downs. There's other guys I can get my hands on and recover picks. I almost want the Jets to trade out of 2. Forget about being open to it. I'm kind of hoping that they do. Like, I actually want them to.
Makes a lot of sense because you're right. The number 2 is not a clear-cut pick.
No.
Reese, who I guess if you put a gun to my head right now, I'd say they'd probably pick Reese at 2. I think Bailey's a factor. And something I heard in Phoenix, let's not rule out Sonny Styles, by the way.
Good.
The Jets got a good long look at him last week in Columbus at his pro day. And I don't think they would do it at 2, but they're very intrigued by Sonny Styles. So, yeah, if you could trade down to 8, and get a Styles or, Caleb Downs. Yeah, I mean, and pick up some premium picks in the process.
Yes.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm with you on that.
I think Jet fans would love it. Again, I just think it's tough to try and picture a team. As good as Jeremiah Love might be, it's tough to picture a team trading that much to move up. Because if let's play it out. If you're a team that's moving from 7 or 8 all the way up to 2, I'd imagine Darren Mougey's asking for the team's first round pick a year from now, right? Like, I don't think you could just do maybe like a second round pick. Like, I don't know. That's enough to go from 8 to 2.
Yeah, it's a lot for a non-quarterback.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, as good as Love is, teams, I should have done my research. When's the last time a team traded up in the top 10 to get a running back? I think Trent Richardson way back when, and that didn't work out, obviously. But, yeah, you just don't see it that often. I think Mougey would be totally open to it. I think the phone lines are open, but who's going to make that call? It's hard to find someone, for a non-quarterback.
So that's the last part there I want to start with. I just find it hard to believe there's a team that's going to come up in this type of draft to number 2. I think Jeremiah Love is awesome, but look at what happened last year with the running back Genty that the Raiders selected in the top 10. Like, if your team is bad, which the teams that are picking in the top 10, top 5 in the case of Tennessee, they're coming off a miserable season. Why would they trade assets, especially like real premium picks, like maybe a first next year, but certainly a second this year is in play, a second even next year? I don't see the scenario where the Jets are going to be able to trade out of that spot. And at the Titans, as you heard Rich say there, he heard they're not interested in moving up for Jeremiah Love. I think that's one of the teams that the Jets maybe were eyeing, and I don't think that team now exists if it's not the Titans potentially.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And Mougey, you said it at the top with the GM speak. He does such a good job of saying pretty much nothing in his 30 seconds whenever he answers a question. And that to me was what I took out of his answer. Like, yes, we're going to open the phones. It would be silly if they just ignored the phone calls, because who knows? Maybe someone does offer you a crazy package. But if I was betting on it, I don't think the Jets are going to end up trading out of the number 2 pick. I think it's significantly more likely that they do draft someone at number 2. And for good reason, right? Like you mentioned, Love is a great player, but do you see someone moving up for him at 2? I don't know about that. Or even if someone falls in love with Arvell Reese, is that enough for them to trade the future capital that it would take to move up, 3 to 5 spots, let's say, to jump some of these other teams? I don't know. So I think the pick that would make the most sense for the Jets to move is actually 33. I think 2 and 16. It's significantly more likely that they stay at both those picks and end up making selections.
I would tell you at 16, probably easier to move out of than even 2, just because of the nature of this draft. We don't have a ton of quarterbacks. We don't even have a ton of offensive tackles. Like, this isn't the year a couple of years ago when the Jets took Olu Fashanu, where you had all these offensive tackles going in the first 15 picks. I just find it hard to believe any team is coming up for a running back. Again, Rich had the note. It hasn't happened since Trent Richardson. And that obviously was a disaster for that deal with Cleveland, right? So I'd be surprised. Again, I'd love it if the Jets could move out of 2, drop to 4. They ended up taking Sonny Styles, or Rich said, don't rule out Styles as a name for the Jets. And that's talking at number 2. I'd love it. Again, get me all the picks I could get. And if I only have to move down a couple spots and I'm still getting a premium player like I believe Styles is, sign me up for that scenario. That possible scenario actually exists.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I would definitely be open to that possibility. And I really like Sonny Styles a lot too. So I'm glad to see that the Jets are doing their, due diligence on him. Or, if you move down and take Caleb Downs, I think that maybe eases it a little bit for some people, because, taking a safety at 2 is very tough. But if it's hey, we traded down to, 7 or 8 and you're taking Downs at that spot and you have another second and maybe a first round pick next year, or however it ends up working out, I think that, eases those potential tensions there. But I really happen to like Sonny Styles. I think he would be in consideration, but even still at this point, I think Arvell Reese is the heavy favorite to go to the Jets at number 2.
The betting odds reflect that. I'd be surprised if it's not Reese at this point, although I guess Bailey should still strongly be considered as well, because Glenn did say, hey, we just want to take the best football players. And if this coach is thinking about his job, I mean, David Bailey, what he does well right away is rush the quarterback. You know that. You can plug and play him. I had an interview with Leger Douzable, who played for the Jets, of course, former defensive lineman, and he thinks that David Bailey is good enough right now to be a guy who could give you 8 sacks as a rookie. So maybe that entices the Jets, but there's a reason why Arvell Reese is considered to be such a favorite. The more people watch him, the more people think he might be the best player in the draft.
Yeah, and I think what it is, Bailey's a bit of an older prospect in comparison to Arvell Reese. So the likelihood of him coming into the league and being good right away is higher than someone that's 20 years old. However, you start to get into the conversation of, the ceiling and how good a player could be. And I think with the versatility that Arvell Reese has, I think that's why he's going to end up going earlier in the draft, even though he hasn't maybe shown it as much as a pass rusher right now. But, again, like I said, it's I think it's really a matter of the untapped ceiling that he has.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Matt O'Leary hanging out with us in his weekly spot. We're going to get to your calls as well. We also have a great Asmaniac Madness battle that we will get underway shortly. This morning, it's the Lumpman trying to pull off an upset against the 2 seed in the Dangerous Alliance region, the big fella. Yesterday in Asmaniac Madness, we had our first overtime game of the tournament. Australian Jet fan in overtime pulled off the upset as an 11 seed, defeating the 3 seed Mad Max. So the winner of Lumpy versus the big fella will face AJF in the Sweet 16. And then this afternoon, we get the round of 32 underway in the extraordinary region. Gary 3D boxing against Amanda Madison is the matchup in the 1 versus 9 showdown. Asmaniac Madness is coming up. Let me shout out Dan, who sent in a super chat saying, Jake, I got my jersey. Seriously, can't thank you enough. You're the man. So grateful for your show and this community. Go Jets. Dan, you earned it fair and square, man. Thanks so much for your support. Dan sent me a tweet a couple weeks back that all his Jets jerseys were basically players who weren't on the team. So I said, let me send you a Garrett Wilson one, and I'm letting it ride, Dan. So you're the man. You got to call in and wear it, though. That's the rule. Let's see. Veteran Jet fan writes in, draft at 2, and then consider the come up for Tate or Lemon at 7 or Styles/Downs. I'm guessing VJF is saying draft either Reese or Bailey, let's say in this hypothetical at 2, and then you move up for a Tate or a Lemon or Styles or Downs. That to me is in play. It depends how the Jets feel about these level of prospects and the drop off. But how would you feel if they took, say, pick 16 and then used their second round pick, which is 44, package those 2 picks to try and get into the 7 to 10 range to get one of these players that are mentioned on the screen?
I don't hate it. If the Jets are doing that, though, I would want it to be for the wide receiver. I really like Sonny Styles, and I think you can make the case that Caleb Downs is one of the most talented players, if not the most talented player in this draft. But I would really want to ensure that I'm getting that wide receiver too to pair with Garrett Wilson. And, obviously as an Ohio State alum, he said and had a lot of high praise for Cornell Tate. So that would be my target in a trade up scenario. And then I mentioned it earlier, but with 33, I'd be looking to trade down, recoup some value, maybe get a 3rd round pick after trading up and trying to get a Cornell Tate. So if you are going to do that, I would be doing it for Tate personally.
Tate to me feels like the safest receiving prospect because he's got the size, he's got great hands, got great contestability. And I know you got the player, not the helmet, but it'd be tough to ignore just how good Ohio State wide receivers are when they enter the league. And part of it's because they have a great wide receiver coach there in Brian Hartline. So like that to me could factor in the evaluation as well. Like who's the cleanest, safest prospect if you're going to make a move and come up for that guy?
Yeah, it should. It should be a part of the evaluation. And I also think he complements Garrett Wilson really well. Cornell Tate has had a great contested catch record in college. And, for Gino, who likes to kind of throw it up for grabs at times, I think he can go up and get the football and make plays and be a red zone threat for you and hopefully convert some of those into some touchdowns here. So I think he would pair really nicely with Garrett Wilson, and that would allow Garrett to play more out of the slot, which I know is something that the Jets like to do.
Comments, questions, super chats, they will cut the line. Like the video if you haven't. Big shout out to 300 people who are in here watching live. We have a Wayne Corbett signed helmet raffle prize up for grabs today on our show. This one's from Oscar the Grouch. He says, people are slowly realizing that I'm right about Cornell Tate and drafting him at number 2 overall because now people want to trade up for him. He's going to be gone at 5 or 6. Don't count on him being available. But I think, Oscar, what you're ruling out is just how important a premium defensive stud like Arvell Reese could be. Like if they hit on Reese, we're talking about a potential game changer. And the Jets defense has improved, but I don't know how much true star power they actually have on it. Like Reese could be a bona fide star if you hit on him, or David Bailey could be a bona fide star if you hit on him at a premium position, whereas Tate would be a compliment to the number 1 receiver you already have in Garrett Wilson.
Exactly. I like how you just laid that out, and I like Cornell Tate. I just think adding Reese, and like I said, the versatility is what really stands out to me, and be someone who could play linebacker for you next to Demario Davis, and then also in some packages rush the passer. I still think that's a missing piece on this Jets defense. I know they spent a lot at edge and brought in some new guys for the defensive line, but they don't have that premier guy to pair with Will McDonald. And I think, Arvell could be that. And for Tate, look, I like him a lot, but I don't know how I'd feel about, Tate being the only guy that they were able to get in the top 10. If it's 2 players in a trade up, I think that changes it a little bit for me.
So Darren Mougey and Aaron Glenn, when talking about their wide receiver room, said they feel good about it and mentioned, Garrett coming back and, AD Mitchell's going to, provide so much for them now with a full off-season program. And Glenn even tried to hype up, Arian Smith, which I thought was funny. Just your thoughts on the wide receiver room in general. Is this posturing, or do you think they actually do feel good about this room?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned with hearing that because I just don't want them to make the same mistake they made a year ago, where they came into the year, they had Garrett Wilson, and then they had like 3 number 4 receivers after that with Tyler Johnson and Josh Reynolds and Alan Lazard. And then Garrett Wilson gets hurt. And by the end of the year, Isaiah Williams is getting 7 targets a game down the stretch. Like, I don't want to be put in that position. I think it's important that the Jets seriously look to add another big piece and a good high upside wide receiver too. And you could like AD Mitchell and still do that. I just think what we've seen from him so far in his 2 years in the NFL, he hasn't shown me enough to make me confident that he is a number 2 receiver. It's a very much so a question mark to me. And I don't want to go into the season with a big question mark at the wide receiver position. And the Jets have been bottom 10 in offense for 10 straight years now. Like, it's okay to load up on talent on the offensive side of the ball and maybe have too much at wide receiver. That feels like a good problem to have for a team that never scores points.
Scoring points. What a concept. Well, I'll tell you what, if Geno Smith's going to get to the promised land, they're going to need to give him some better weapons to make that possible. What did you make of the promised land quote that got all the attention from Glenn's presser at the league meetings the other day?
Yeah, I just wish he didn't say it. Like, I know what he was trying to say, but you have to know that that's going to obviously make the rounds and be a huge story. I wish he kind of just said, we're really confident in Geno this year. We think we can set him up to have a nice season for us, and he's our quarterback 1. Like, I had no issue with him saying that, coming out and just flat out saying Geno's our quarterback 1. I think that's fine. But the promised land stuff, when you've been as bad as they have been, and I know he's only been here for a year, and you can't put 15 years of ineptitude on just the one guy and Aaron Glenn, who's been here for a year. But I just don't think he was doing himself any favors by using that phrase, promised land.
Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. I agree. And the people saying, oh, what do you want him to say? There's so many things he could have said. So many things he could have said to back his guy without taking it as far as he did, where the Jets are being memed all over the place. And again, this is a coach who said he wants the Jets to move in silence a year ago. And in this offseason alone, you had the debacle with the coaching search, with everyone getting fired and hiring a DC in the middle of the Senior Bowl week after your season had already been over for 3 weeks at that point. You had everything that happened at the Combine where he looked like he fell asleep briefly, but not even that. The superpower quote, that was the most memeable thing that entire week in Indianapolis. And then now this. So it's like all these things are just going to be used against him if the Jets come out and struggle. They better get off to a good start. That's the only thing that could change any narrative around the Jet organization and around this head coach who won 3 games in year 1.
Yeah, I mean, God forbid if they get off to an 0-5 start. Like, I don't think that's something that they could afford to do. You're right. I do think it's important that they win games early and are hanging around and being a lot more competitive than what they were a year ago. That's you're going into a year with major question marks at it with Aaron Glenn if he's the answer at head coach. And I just, like you said, I don't think he could afford to get off to a slow start. I don't know if he'd be able to turn that ship around, if I'm going to steal one of his own quotes.
Comments, questions, your super chats. We'll cut the line, send them in. Giveaway is a Wayne Corbett signed helmet. Also, Saturday, I'm doing a show at 12:15 Eastern with Nick Faria. We will have the weekly raffle during that show for the following signed items. You can win any of these if you enter during today's show. Darrelle Revis signed football, Garrett Wilson signed football, and a Joe Klecko signed jersey. Appreciate everyone hanging out with Matt and I. If you have a draft question or anything Jet related, NFL related, make sure you write it in. We did have some football news this morning. Kirk Cousins is signing with the Raiders. And my first reaction is, man, this was like my dream quarterback room for the Jets. Fernando Mendoza, and then you sign a guy like Kirk that's there as the veteran mentor that could start the year. Fernando's not ready, or if you want to just let him ease into things, he's a good guy. We'll work with him. I'm very jealous of the Raiders. That was my first reaction seeing this. Yeah,
I think, and Fernando Mendoza gets a lot of comps to Kirk Cousins too, like from a play style perspective. So I think it really is a perfect fit. And Kirk, I thought, ended up playing okay down the stretch for Atlanta last year. So I wouldn't be surprised if they started him out of the gate. I don't mind that approach and taking it slow with Fernando Mendoza, but you're right. I think that's what a lot of Jet fans were hoping for with Fernando Mendoza and a player like Kirk Cousins. And unfortunately, it seems like it's going to be Geno Smith and maybe a day 2 or day 3 quarterback for the New York Jets.
Ty Simpson, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe.
Bailey Zappi, Ty Simpson, and Geno Smith, the quarterback room for the 2026 New York Jets.
Love it. Oh, God.
Do you think the Raiders start Mendoza right away, or Kirk's going to start the year?
I think it depends on how it goes in training camp. But if you're asking me right now, I do think Kirk Cousins starts the year, and then they eventually turn it over to Fernando Mendoza at some point.
And what's a great point on the signing from veteran Jet fan, Cousins was with Clint Kubiak in previous stops. So he already knows that offense and can help Fernando Mendoza learn that offense.
It is such a good fit for that. It made a ton of sense. I wasn't 100% sold that Kirk Cousins wanted to go to Vegas because, obviously they're going to be drafting a quarterback number 1 overall, and I think he still wants to start in this league. So maybe, they said we want to take Fernando or bring Fernando on slowly, and you'll have every opportunity to play out of the gate. But that is another great call out from veteran Jets fans that he knows the offense so well and should be able to help bring Mendoza along. I like the setup that they have there for Mendoza.
I agree with you. I'm jealous. That should have been us. This should be us. Kirk Cousins, Fernando Mendoza. That should have been the New York Jets. Pain. Phil checks in. Regards from Santa Monica. Love Jake and Matt. Phil, appreciate you watching on X. Come on over to YouTube for everyone who watches the show on Twitter. That way, everyone in the chat could see your comments. Lou B in the house. Puka Nacua is going to mess up our draft. The Rams for sure have to take a wide receiver. I don't know if it's a lock they'll take a wide receiver, but I mean, even before the Puka Nacua checking into rehab news, like they were already being mocked. A lot of guys at 13 that play the wide receiver spot. So maybe it's more likely now. I'm not sure. But again, the Jets, if they're just going to wait till 16 to get a receiver, who knows which receiver is still going to be there by the time they're on the clock.
Yeah, it could end up being Omar Cooper, right? And it depends on how they feel about Omar Cooper. And I know there's a lot of Jet fans that really like him and would be good with the Jets taking him at 16. But yeah, even before the news with Puka, I did think the Rams were in the market to take a wide receiver or take a weapon. It seems like there's some Devontae Adams trade rumors circulating around from the NFL owners meetings too. So there could be a lot of moving pieces there. And with Matthew Stafford, like he's not getting any younger. So I think they're going to go all in and try to win a championship with him this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike DeRamo, who Matt is a fellow diehard New York Islanders fan. You can see by the profile pic on YouTube. He has sent in a 5-spot of gifted channel memberships. Let's go, Mike.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
5 entries, which means 5 people became channel members. Bucky Ross, Daniel Murphy, Vizzy285, Dominic Jets, all receiving a gifted membership from Mike DeRamo. It's only listing 4, so someone else out there got a membership too. I don't know who it is, but if you're the mysterious person who got it, make sure you thank Mike DeRamo for his generosity. Dino writes in, Jake loved your new pod last night. Awesome. Thank you very much, Dino. It's available on Spotify as well for anyone who prefers audio. You can just search Jets Collective on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get it, and you'll see it there. If you have a question for Matt or myself, write it in. We're going to get to your calls shortly, but let's open up voting right now in Asmaniac Madness. It's a fun one this morning on the show. 2 outstanding callers, 2 great guys. The big fella, the 2 seed in the Dangerous Alliance region, and the Lumpy, the 7th seed in the Dangerous Alliance region. The winner of this battle will take on Australian Jets fan in the Sweet 16. Voting for Asmaniac Madness is officially underway.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? Asmaniac Madness. You get to pick the ones that make the show rock.
Vote, vote, vote. Your vote determines who advances to the very next round. Matt, some other takeaways from the league meetings I wanted to get your thoughts on. Mason Taylor. Aaron Glenn said that's the guy to watch to take the leap this upcoming year. Are you buying a year 2 leap from the Jets tight end?
Yeah, I am. I really like Mason Taylor, and I thought he showed some flashes last year. I know the stats don't really jump off the page, but I think, by the end of the year, it was tough for anyone to put up numbers, and he finished with 369 yards. I could see him, settling into a, 600 to 700 yard a year season, which, it's not the 1,000-yard guys like, Travis Kelce or Brock Bowers, but I still think that's a useful piece in your offense. So I'm buying that. He's, was a young player last year, only 21 years old, and tight end's usually a position where it takes a year or 2 for these guys to really hit their stride.
Kenyon Sadiq is a different conversation because he'd be the pick in theory at pick 16. But say they don't take Sadiq, do you see them drafting another tight end in this year's draft class?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think it's a need right now. Yes, you're bringing back Jeremy Ruckert, but he's really more of a blocking tight end, and I think more of a tight end 3. I know they brought back Jelani Woods, but I don't really have much belief that he's going to be a major contributor for this team. So I do think that they should be looking to take a tight end. Either I don't hate it at 16 with Sadiq, depending on, if you don't feel great about any of the wide receivers are there. I think he could line up as a big slot or as an inline guy with Mason Taylor. The league is running a ton more 12 personnel now, so it's important to have two good tight ends. But even if that's not the case, and you're going to do it maybe in round 4, I think there's some guys that you could, potentially target in that range.
There's a tight end from Stanford in this draft class who's like projected to be a mid-round pick or so. That to me could be a name. Sam Roush, 4th or 5th round grade in Dom C's draft guide, 6'4", 250. He's listed as an inline tight end. He was at the Senior Bowl this year. Look, the Jets would have the best intel on him out of anyone because of the Frank Reich connection. Maybe he's a name to watch in the 4th round with their 2 picks.
Yeah, I definitely think so. That's a good call out, especially with the Frank Reich connection. I like Max Clare, the tight end out of Ohio State, too, as another name. That might be more 3rd round, so they don't currently have a 3rd round pick. So if they move around, maybe that's a scenario for them. But that's about the range that I'm looking at 3rd or 4th round for a tight end and trying to find that tight end 2 to pair with Mason Taylor.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We're going to get to your calls shortly. But first, let's talk about another great sponsor, ZipRecruiter. Listen up, people. It's draft season, which means every Jet fan thinks they're now a GM. We got to take this guy. No, trade back. No, draft the quarterback. Meanwhile, we all know how this usually goes because there's one thing the Jets have taught us over the years is that finding the right talent is kind of important. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter is basically your front office, except it actually works. Their smart matching technology finds qualified candidates that fit what you're looking for fast. You can even add screening questions so you're not wasting time interviewing someone who would have been cut before training camp. No reaches, no busts, just the right picks for your team. Score the best for your team with ZipRecruiter. 4 to 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Let's get to some of your outstanding calls. And we started off with the Doc. Doc Jet fan is in the leadoff spot. Hello, Doc.
Good morning. Thanks for taking the call. I've always been a big believer of following the signal, ignoring the noise. And, we've talked about the promised land quotes. We've talked about Glenn falling asleep. It's all noise, man. It's all noise. The signal was written about today by Zach Rosenblatt. He put out an article at 7:30 this morning about how the Jets have completely revamped the way they do things in the back office under Mougey. The Jets pro days, scouting staff, everything's different. He talked about how they've gone about their business with pro days this year. They travel as a group, the head leadership, the Reich, those guys, all interviewing these guys at the same time, all going out for dinner with these guys the same way, all discussing it over a couple of bourbons at the end of the night. I think he's onto something. He talks about how the scouting staff, I guess the scouting staff contracts start May 1st, if that's correct. And how they didn't really have any continuity last year. It's, I'm not the most optimistic guy. I've been a Jet fan as long as, I've been. But this is the signal. This is the meat. This is the thing that can make an organization function at a high level. If you get a chance, read the article. It really illustrates that, I had very little hope that Glenn could turn it around. I think you're either born a coach and a good coach or you're not. But when I read about how they've changed their process in the organization, I'm really optimistic. I don't know what you guys think.
That to me is more optimistic about Mougey in the front office than I am Glenn, because the coaching hires or whatever happened, the lack thereof leading to all the changes, like that was still a mess. Like they might have gotten to a better place overall with Frank Reich as the play caller on the offensive side and then having Glenn be the DC essentially as the play caller. But that was like such a mess how we got there. So I'm still kind of hesitant to fully buy in to Glenn as a coach. He's got to win me over with wins. But I think the track record for Mougey really since the first trades he made at the end of training camp, Doc, I've been on board with basically all the moves he's made since then. So it's good to hear that or see that in that article that Zach wrote for The Athletic. But I guess I'm not that surprised because I already had more faith and some confidence in Darren Mougey.
Yeah, I agree. I like it too. I think it speaks to the Jets making some necessary change. And for me on Glenn, it really comes down to the winning games at this point. I think that's what we need to see on the football field. And, we could talk about maybe how he's changed his approach with the media and some of the other noise, like you mentioned. But I think for him, it really comes down just to the win-loss record and showing that he's improving as a game manager, as a coach.
Yeah, I think that's very well put by you guys. I think coaches come and go. I think players come and go. I think organizational structure and process is something that can be, a foundation, and I've been fooled before. Don't get fooled again, as the Who says. But I think he's doing all the right stuff. I'm genuinely optimistic, but the proof of the pudding will be in this draft and not necessarily on day 1 or day 2. The proof of the pudding will be, what happens in September through January. No question about it. But this cynical old man is optimistic. We'll see.
Doc, great call. And look, I hope that the Jets are awesome this year, because we're owed that type of year. But I'm just
we're all on the same
buying
page.
In. Yep. Good
Thank
call,
you.
Doc. Appreciate it. Doc Jet fan checking in. How about this? The Lup man, on a day he is up in Asmaniac Madness, is supporting the community. A 20 spot of gifted memberships. Hey now, Lumpy wants your vote. Hit the O'Leary Jet chant. Lumpy, let's go. I got 20 names to read off. You could say it's raining. Channel membership. Shout out to Gusbuster. Everyone get a Gusbuster. Gusbuster.com. Promo code Jake25. Fallon Family Gaming. Chelsea Porto Fam. APST. Carlos Reyes. That's our guy Carlos the Barber. Smitty Pay. Razy the Great. Darren Mikalo. Professor Piff. ASU Matt. Rick Kent is, I'm not saying that. That's offensive. How dare you? Rick Kent's the man. JC Medina. Skylar Dill. TTLA. Bleed for Green. Jet Payne Plain. B Murky. K Chiefs 12. Petey Rose. Private for Life. Hitman Rocket. Hello 92920. Spencer Green is too afraid to call into the show. All receiving a channel membership from the Lup man. Let's go. Good job by Lumpy on a day he's battling in Asmaniac Madness.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lumpy, let's continue with your calls right now, because not only has Lumpy sent in all these memberships, but the Lup man also is on the line ready to make his case to the community. We say hello right now to the man himself.
My name is Lumpy, not Lumpy. I'm not De Niro. Just call me Lumpy. I had a mullet the last time the Jets were winners. Don't call me Lumpy, 'cause I'm friggin' Lumpy.
What is up, Asmaniacs? How's it going, guys? Matt,
Lumpy, calling from work. Look at you.
Calling from work. I have to. I got a bunch of bosses here. I locked them out of my office. I got a little important call I got to take care of. I'm trying to rep as much. I got the green tie. I got the Jake Asman button. I'm trying to rep as much as I can at work. I know the big fella's a great guy. I know this is a tough one. It already coming out tough for me. But listen, I'm an Asmaniac at heart. I'm a Jet fan through and through, just like everybody is. I think we all have a piece of each of us inside them. Everybody's a little bit like like another Asmaniac or someone else. We have a little bit of a big fella who's a great guy inside of us, right? We got a little bit nuts inside of us, like Mikey. Everybody's got a little piece of Asmaniac inside them that makes them as part of this community, which is why we all understand each other and we're all part of this together. I just hope that any Lup fans are out there that still vote for me. I hope I don't get destroyed today. But listen, it's all good fun. Big fella's a great guy. Listen, I love that I just got nominated. I appreciate that. I made it to the second round. I'm really thankful for that, guys. I'm at work. Let's go Jets. 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 So
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, how about this from the Lup man?
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Lup man. Legend. Great call by Lumpy. Vote in Asmaniac Madness. Lumpy's going to need a comeback. I mean, you talk about running into a buzzsaw. That's the big fella. Right now, big fella leads 74-26 in voting. let's get to more of your calls. Matt O'Leary is hanging out with us here. Wayne Corbett sign helmet is the raffle prize across both shows today for anyone who wants to enter. We say hi to Doug on the bed. Hello, Doug.
Good morning, fellas. Real quick, Jake, is Cam Schlittler a top 10 pitcher in baseball in the AL, not MLB, but in the AL?
I mean, if you look at what he did at the end of last year when he got called up and how dominant he then was in the playoffs. I was at that game 3 in the wild card series against Boston. And then what he's looked like through 2 starts this year. How is he not? Like he's unbelievable, man.
It's looked so effortless for him. It's crazy. Him and Fried have been great. It's Matt, how's it in Metland though?
Hey, Doug, thanks for the Paul Skeens bet on opening day.
Hey, I own that. You DM me. I owned it. I did, Jake.
I sent him a DM.
How's it gone since opening day?
Not great. The bets are pretty dead right now. Got to wait.
Wait, what was the bet on opening day?
I thought Paul Skeens would do well. And if he had...
Oh, yeah. He can't rock.
I don't think that was his fault. I think he had the worst center fielder in baseball as his fault.
Yeah, I mean, O'Neal Cruz looked like, Beast Breaker playing center field.
Wore sunglasses, I think he would have made it out of the first inning. Just a thought, but hey, happens. Happens. Just looking ahead to just the season, I'm more confident that the higher pick for 2027 is going to be the Colts pick than our pick. Like, I think they're way worse of a spot right now. You have no idea when Luck is going to be back because he's coming off an Achilles. And we saw how, I know it's different quarterbacks. We saw how
Luck is not coming back. He's done.
You're right. He's not. I meant Daniel Jones. I don't know how Daniel Jones is because you saw how Daniel Jones, Rodgers looked off a torn Achilles. I know they're different type of players and Jones is a bit younger, but still, Achilles is like the new ACL. Everyone's rupturing their Achilles, and that's the one that takes a longer recovery. So we have no idea what he's going to look like. And their roster doesn't scream like, they just paid Alec Pierce a crap ton and they traded away Pittman. So I don't think they're going to be as good. Who are they? And they don't have a first round pick this year and a first round pick next year. So who are they going to add to the roster to make it better? I don't know. I just have a feeling the Colts pick is going to be the higher of the 2 picks of the 3 picks next year.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the craziest take in the world because things happen and you are right. Jones is coming off an Achilles, but like they still have Shane Steichen, who's a pretty good coach. Like, he almost went to the playoffs with Gardner Minshew as his quarterback a few years ago.
I want you to be right, Doug. I strongly want you to be correct because I don't want to be in a spot where we have to root for the Jets to tank in the second half of the year and we could just enjoy the Jets getting a top 5 pick from the Indianapolis Colts. I think that'd be best case.
Like my thought is Jets, because again, I think we all like the moves they've done so far this offseason, and we have to see what they do in the draft. But say everything goes right to an extent, Jets finish 7-10, are in competitive, meaningful games in December. I think we'd all be happy with that. Correct?
Yes.
Finishing 7-10, huge improvement. That's what, a 4-game improvement, 5-game improvement, and like their competitive games like that. And then the Colts, I think they're going to have a harder schedule this year. And like, who would be their quarterback right now? I don't know. I had a feeling about the Colts are going to be bad. I mean, the Titans are also going to be bad because they're just becoming the Jets Giants South. Sorry.
The caveat with the Titans is if Cam Ward's good.
Yes, but that's a big if. That's the same. You don't know, but I think the Titans are going to be a disaster. I don't see it. I have no bad feelings for Saleh, but just the way it's looking, I just think it's going to blow up in their face, and that's a shame. You hate to see it.
The Colts backup right now is still Anthony Richardson and then Riley Leonard. I'm surprised they were not in on Kirk Cousins.
So, like, watching Riley Leonard play last year, I mean, he wasn't good. They went to Phillip Rivers to start over him. So I don't think he inspires much confidence in the Colts if you're a Colts fan. So he's probably going to, and I've heard from like Star reports, they want nothing to do with Anthony Richardson. So I wouldn't really consider him even on the roster. I would be shocked if he's on the roster coming.
No, he's not a factor for them. Look, I mean, there is a scenario where the Colts are just bad. The problem is the Jets could also just be bad, you know?
For sure. Not dismissing that, but I think we can all agree they definitely won't be as bad as this past season. I don't know. I don't think they will be. I think that's the consensus among fans right now. But
I think they've raised their floor. I mean, they've upgraded at the most important position. They have certainly added professionals to their defense. They're about to add 4 picks in the top 44 to their roster. Like, there's no reason why they're not at least a 5-win team at the bare minimum now. I don't know if people are celebrating that, but I think they're at least like a 5-win floor now.
And with Gino, he kind of brings you like a Jameis level, and like he'll provide fun moments. Like he'll push the ball downfield at least, and he'll make the offense watchable, which you can't say this team was like the last 2 months of the year. So at least if we do end up sucking, the team will be watchable, which we haven't had in a while. Obviously, I prefer them to win. Why can't we just do what the Sabres are doing and just, be unlikely and snap the playoffs drought,
They got to bring back, I guess, Rex Ryan, right? With Lindy Ruff.
Well, yeah, but I think Lindy Ruff's going to retire after this season. I think they're going to make it, and he's going to retire, and they're going to go somewhere else because I don't know. But what do I know? And then would you if it at 16, it's between Sadiq and Tyson, who would you rather pick?
Ooh. Am I crazy for saying maybe Sadiq? The Tyson injuries really scare me, dude.
That's where I lean because I think Connor Rogers loves Tyson, and I think if you could guarantee Jordan Tyson to stay healthy, I would take him. But you can't guarantee that. And Sadiq,
well, the only reason he's there at 16 though, Doug, is because of the medical stuff.
Yeah,
I think I would take Tyson because remember, Rich Cimini made this point on the Jets Collective last week. JSN had hamstring concerns too. I haven't heard about that anymore. Like there are examples of a guy who does have some injury questions that actually has stayed healthy at the NFL. He might be too good of a talent to pass up. I understand the appeal of Sadiq, though. What if Omar Cooper is there? Can I take him instead?
I mean, I would go Omar Cooper instead, but my option was Sadiq or Tyson, so that was the presentation. But I don't know. I'm excited for the draft. Not much else going on. I mean, all my sports teams suck. Rangers suck. Duke lost. I'm not a big Duke fan though, but sports kind of just suck right now. Except Yankees. Yankees are off to a good start.
5-1, baby.
5-1, and opening day at Yankee Stadium tomorrow.
Yep, I will not be going because I will be filling in for the guy calling the game on the Yes Network. I'm in for K from 1 to 3 tomorrow. So my 2-year streak of going to Yankee opening days is going to end.
Sorry about that, Jake, but at least you're on the radio, so there you go.
Yep, I'll be talking about the game.
There you go.
Beautiful. Guys, you can't play it, you watch it. You know what they say, Doug.
I'll watch it at work, so I'll find a way to watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doug on the bed. How's the bed, Doug? Everything good?
It's good, chilling.
All right. You enjoy yourself. Speaking of beds, how's this for a segue? Ladies and gentlemen, he's in action right now in Asmaniac Madness. He is the big fella.
When he's home, his belly's on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, his belly's on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show, his belly's on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, he loves the Jets, super chats. Whenever big fella sleeps alone, there's no room on his bed. That's a big fella.
Hey, what's up, guys?
The big fella.
Yeah. It looks like I converted someone from a couch to a bed. That's interesting.
You've done it all.
I've done it all, bro. I want to thank everybody who's voting for me today. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. And, I really, Lumpy's a great guy. And, he's a great Jet fan, great guy. I think he likes Van Halen. That's the OU812 thing at the end of his name. I like Van Halen. Lumpy's great. And for you to vote for me over him, I truly, truly appreciate it. So thank you very much. Now, getting to the Jets. Okay, I am really happy that Sonny Styles was mentioned last night. Because my ultimate draft would be Sonny Styles at 2, Ione at 16. Then at 33, we get Zion Young for our edge, and then Chris Brazzell at 44. That is my ultimate draft. That's what I want. I think it would help the team tremendously. What do you guys think about that?
I like it. I do like it. I just don't. I would want to know who's on the board at 16 if I'm taking Vega Ione. That's my only thing. Like I know he's a phenomenal player, but he's still a guard. So I'd rather go with a receiver depending on who's there.
No, that's true.
Yeah, my preference is wide receiver at 16 as well, but I'm not anti Vega Ioane, right? Because I think he would really push the ceiling of what this offensive line would be. And then you would have potentially Parham and Myers fighting it out for the starting center job with him sliding in at left guard.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. Yo, about the Islanders, my son is now a big Islander fan.
Love
he
it.
He didn't have a hockey team, and he likes Schaefer and everything. He's been doing history of the Islanders, and he's become a fan. And there's one guy on the Islanders who he can't stand. Who do you think it is?
Carson Soucy.
No. It's Riddick.
Okay.
Oh, the backup.
He sucks so much, dude.
What? He's not Sorokin. He's like one of the best in the league.
Yeah, no, I know, but like every time we watch him, because we watch the games together, he's in Tennessee and I'm up here, obviously, and we FaceTime while the game's on, and every time we watch, the guy loses, bro. It sucks so bad. I mean, I don't know. They need. I think Patrick Waugh would be a better goalie than this guy at this point, man.
Probably, even at his age, you're probably right.
You know what I mean? So, but let's go Islanders. Rooting for my son. I'm actually picking him up today from the airport, which is amazing.
Sweet.
So today, I mean, today's a really good day. So I just want to thank everybody again for voting for me. You guys are the best. I love meeting everybody at these meetups and everything. I love talking with everybody and, just interacting because that's what the community is all about. So I'm very lucky. So I appreciate you all. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the big fella, one of the greats.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
You couldn't have two nicer callers than Big Fella and Lumpy going at it today in the tournament. Winner will take on Australian Jet fan this afternoon. We start the extraordinary region. It's Gary, the 1 seed, in action against Amanda Madison. And then on Friday morning, Chuck Wagon and Dave Brigga. Friday afternoon, Mr. Bonesy and Lou B. Saturday around 12:15, Barbarossa and Black Gypsy. And then we'll start our final round of 32 region, grown-ass man region, with Gorman leading off against the Dream Andrew C. That'll be Monday morning. So there's your look ahead for this schedule. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line, last chance to get in with Matt O'Leary. Let's take some time right now and check in with a man that we call the Beast Breaker.
I see you, baby! Playing some pool right now. Why did that 9 ball not go in? I had a clean shot. There we go.
Have you thought about putting your ring light on?
I'm playing pool right now. I'm trying to get my aim back.
Thank you.
Well, I need to get back into the swing. I miss playing pool. And starting soon in the coming weeks, I will be doing what I do best. Lawn care is back in business.
Really?
Yes, it's springtime. You know what that means? Get your mowers ready, get those edges ready, and especially get ready for those. A lot of blowing because there's going to be a lot of garbage being picked up. And also, we're going to have a brand new sponsor.
Hey, I can't see. You got to put the light on.
You can't see it. I got my eyes closed. There you go. Spread out. Where's the map? Move along. And a new sponsor of the day. Get your brand new Eternal Water. Fresh as a daisy. Once you drink one of these, you'll be drinking just like a camel. Oh! Now,
hold on. I have some questions. Is that what a camel makes? Is that what sound they make? I'm not familiar.
Well, right now I'm in a good mood. Right now we're trying to play pool, and I'm trying to enjoy my weather and whatever the hell that is. I don't want to play that right now. Wait. I scratched. I missed.
Hey, Beast. There's a lot of debate amongst Jet fans on who they should select at pick 2. We think it's going to be a pass rusher. Can you show us what it looks like to rush the quarterback, and we'll determine if you're more like Arvell Reese or David Bailey?
You want pass rush? You're gonna have to learn the far near plan. Far and near plan is from a game of Madden 91, which I used to play when I was a little kid at 9 years old. See, far and near is your small little play. Far and near. Here's your 6. Here's your 2. 1, 2. Quarterback right here. Right there. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to down. Black. Black. Black 71. Black 71. Get ready. Take it up. Get set. 318. One side.
I asked for you to rush the passer, not score a touchdown.
Oh.
He's injured on the play.
We need you to sack the quarterback. Take the pillow and pretend it's a quarterback.
Give me a second. That was just your little offense. Now let's play some D. Big boys here. All your small little hungry men in the back ready to kill for blood. Hey, you remember me? I hope you do. You see what's gonna happen to you, head? I'll get you this. Whoops! Did you miss me? I think you sure did. Welcome to the NFL, son. Don't mess with my hair. I'll kick your teeth down your throat. Now, enjoy the day, biatch. Why? Tweet. Stringing the cheese.
Great bend by Beast there.
Yeah, he's got better bend than Orfel Reed.
Well, what a way to end the conversation with Matt O'Leary. Matt, enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
You as well. Fun time as always. Have a good rest of your show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt O'Leary with us there. Great stuff. I got open phone lines. Yesterday, so many people wanted to call in. We didn't have time to get to everyone. So if you want to call into the show, now's a great time to do it. Make sure you do it if you haven't already. Again, we got a brand new sponsor that I'm pumped about, a new presenting sponsor on the program. That sponsor is PrizePicks, baby. We've teamed up with PrizePicks. There's no better time to get in on the action. Football might be in the offseason, but if you're a New York sports fan or just a sports fan in general, they have every option for you. If you're locked in on baseball, basketball, hockey, PrizePicks gives you a fun and easy way to stay involved every single day. All you have to do is pick more or less on your favorite player's stats. We're talking points, hits, strikeouts, rebounds, goals, assists, and more. Just takes a couple minutes to make your picks, and suddenly every game has that much more juice. So whether you're waiting on the next big Jets move, counting down to the draft, or just riding with New York sports every night, PrizePicks is the perfect way to stay in the game. Download the PrizePicks app right now. Use my code HMA to get started. That's code HMA on PrizePicks, the new presenting sponsor of the Jake Asman Show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to more of your calls, shall we? Chef Brian is next. Hey, Brian.
Hey, good morning. Sorry, I was having some breakfast.
What did you have?
Oh, I just made some soy-free eggs that my friend got. He has chickens and stuff, so I picked some up yesterday, 2 dozen. $5 a dozen, man. They're great, soy-free with fresh ciabatta.
Wow, let me bring my food guy on to evaluate.
Yeah. What's up, Beast?
Let's see that. Let me see.
What do you want to
Shift
see?
your camera. Shift
Hold
the
on, let me get
camera.
the eggs. Let me get the eggs. I'll show you real quick.
Perfect size fridge. Very nice. Perfect. The perfect egg. That's perfect.
Look at that. You can't get these in the supermarket.
Eggs, 3 eggs. Delish.
Yes, sir.
What are you gonna have with that? Some sausage?
Nah, just straight fried eggs, man, for the protein, you know? Just went to the gym in the morning. That's it. Getting ready for work. Got the briskets coming out, the ribs, pulled pork.
What ribs are you doing? What ribs are you doing?
I do St. Louis ribs, man.
If you want to boost up a little power, get the big fella hot sauce. This will put a
Oh
little
yeah,
burn.
I gotta try that. I gotta try that out.
This will burn your ass, and I'm talking it will put the
Beast, you coming to Pittsburgh or what? You coming to Pittsburgh or what?
money trouble right now. Plus, I gotta get a babysitter still. You think it's easy getting a babysitter? I tried, buddy. Not a chance. No, I'll be there, but I'll be there in spirit. Either way.
All right. Well, whenever we
Don't
get
worry
to
about
the
it. Hey, if you
whenever
want,
we
if you
cut,
want
whenever
one of
you get to
these,
the
you want one of these, you better bring everything you got, son. This is not ordinary hot sauce. This will.
Good stuff
crazy.
there, Brian.
Yeah, crazy. So Jake, what do you think there's a possibility that we could? I mean, I know you might think that they won't, but what if the Raiders are thinking about maybe getting Simpson instead? Because getting Cousins in there right now, it's he wants to start. He's definitely not going to sit in the bench. So,
Well, I don't think there were starting opportunities necessarily out there though for Kirk, and maybe he looks at it like, I could go live in Vegas, good place for his family. He's gonna live in a nice area of the suburbs. He knows the head coach. He's got a relationship with him already from previous stops. I think he might have just had the realization, like, I'm not a starter anymore. Let me go somewhere where it's good for my family. He's probably going to be paid well to be a backup, right? Remember the Jets gave Josh McCown $10 million to mentor Sam Darnold his rookie year. Like, Cousins probably got something close to that, if not more. Like, I think that's probably what he was thinking.
Man, he's because man, I would try to, but you know what? I don't think the Raiders would give up that, trade that pick. So I mean, I'm down for whatever. Get Reese, try to get some weapons for the Jets. But I'm really enticed with the tight end Sadiq, man. He's underrated as a pass blocker too, man. That guy's freaking ripped. He's strong as hell. I think he'll be a great pass catcher and a blocker, and having him and Taylor together on the field at the same time would be amazing.
Yeah, look, I mean, I feel like if they did that, you would have to have like a lot of faith in your plan to implement these players,
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it'd be a bad move. It might be a situation where that's the best available player, given how the board breaks in front of them.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how this draft unfolds, and I'm gonna try to make it to Pittsburgh. I live in Sussex County in Jersey, so it might not be too far from me. But I'll try to go with the wife, and at least spend some time there. Try to meet some of the Asmaniacs and meet you and stuff, and then probably
3 weeks. 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
All right, man. Thanks for taking my call, Jake.
You got it, Brian. Thanks so much for making it. 3 weeks away from our gangrene takeover. We'll be at McFadden's in Pittsburgh. It is right next to where all the draft festivities are. Going to the draft is free. You just go to the NFL website. You can get draft tickets. Our event's free. Just RSVP. I'll be doing a live show during the day before the draft. I'll give you guys an exact start time when we lock everything in. But I'll be live during the day doing a meet and greet with listeners before and after. We'll head over to the draft. We'll watch it. Or you can just stay at McFadden's. We'll be on every TV. We'll see who the Jets select at 2:16. And then I plan to do a live show that night reacting to whatever the Jets do in the NFL draft. It's going to be a blast. I see the chat is trying to get Spencer Green to call in. He won't call in, though. We know how this goes. Spencer's critical of anyone who's dare negative about a team that won 3 games in year one, and then will never call in to tell us why we should be positive. He'll just complain. It's one of those. BK is on the line, and he's up next on the show. What's up, BK?
Hey, Jake. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I can. There's like a weird tapping noise, but I hear you.
No, it's my baby. I'm on paternity leave, so my days are just diapers and draft.
Oh no.
It's all right. She's 6 weeks. So
congratulations.
Thanks, man. Oh shit. Let me go on the other end. I just wanted to say, I'm getting kind of worried about the 16th pick here. Because I just know that I know how this goes, with Tyson, Lemon, and Tate are obviously not going to be there. And I don't know, I think packaging 44 to move up is just it's the move. I got to get this baby, so I'll hop
You're good,
off
BK. Have you called before, by the way? I don't recognize you.
I called like 2 years ago. We were talking about like Brock Bowers stuff.
And here we are.
I just don't have the time, but I listen to you guys like every day, pretty much.
Awesome. Well, BK, call back when you get some time, man. Congrats again on the kid.
Yeah, man. I'll talk to you. Thanks.
You got it. BK on paternity leave, checking in. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls coming up, but I want to go back to something that has been an ongoing storyline here. When Beastbreaker types in the chat, what a lot of people don't realize is that he actually is saying out loud what he's typing. And I want to give you guys an example of that before we get back to your calls. Plus, reminder, Wayne Corbett signed helmet is our raffle prize on our shows today. So make sure you enter that if you want a chance to win a signed item of one of the best Jets of all time. But here's what I'm talking about. Beast actually verbalizes what he's typing for those of you who are watching the show live and are checking out the chat.
You got that right, bud. Hey, let me call you right back. I'm going to take care of something, all right? I'll call you back. You pissed me off really bad. Yeah, I'm a hothead. Yeah, I'm a hothead, all right. Yeah, I'm a hothead. I'm a hothead. I'm not hungry. I'm very pissed off. Very pissed off. Sick shit. That got me pissed. It got me pissed. Pissed. Old school video gaming, video games, and music. He talked to me yesterday. And I represent the 80s. I represent the 80s. The 80s. I represent the 80s. I represent the 80s. Men were men. Men were men. Men were men with honor, not a punch code. We're men with men with honor, not a punchline. Not a punchline. Perfect example. And he likes when I do the clay, when I do the dice man. It gets me happier. It gets me happier in a happy mood. And in a happier mood. It gets me happier and in a happy mood. I like Sam Kiss. I've known him since I was 8. No, 8. I've known him since I was 8. These are my guys I look up. These are my guys I look up to. I only want to do the raffle. That's all I want. That's all. She's special. That hurts. That hurts. Oh, call me a racist. I found that disturbing. It got me mad. I'm no racist. Judge Johnny's a loser anyways. Hey, he's a loser. Yes, I do. Special. We're getting there. We're getting there. And it's a slow process. Like a raging bullet. Like a raging bullet. We'll see. I want to let you know. I only want to do the raffle. Is there a way to turn it off? Kick his ass. And I mean, I will kick. I don't want. I find it disgusting. No, it's disgusting. Yes, I'm a Donald Trump person. I'm a Donald Trump guy. You know that. No, I'm not. My mom raised me hard. He better watch himself. I would beat his ass so bad he won't get up. He better watch himself, because I would beat his ass so bad he won't get up. Fruitcake, not with a fruitcake. A fruitcake. I love Amanda a little more. I love Amanda more. She's special and honest. Harley, out of touch. Too slow. Not up to par. Not up to par. Plus, I think she's a cheerleader. I think, and that's no bullshit. And that's no bullshit. That's facts. All right, kid. Let's get you smashed. Are you ready for some food? Are you ready? Too much info. Too much info. Keep it in your pants. Yeah, keep it in your pants. Shot. There you go. Come on, really. I'll try something here. There you go. Nice shot. Had to break that out. Put the 4 in. Oh, come on, man. That's a bad scratch. Restart that match. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Fucking stand straight. You fucking stand straight.
Jets, Jets.
Shot. Ooh, I had to bust that all up. All right, come on, manja, you fucking. All right. There you go. You got something going good. Oh, fuck me. Come on. Hey, it's a lucky hit. Can't ever get out of this fucking shit. I only got the 3 ball in first. Right.
What a world Beast lives in, huh? What a world. More of your calls. Adam is next.
Adam is cool, although kind of basic. He claims he's too cool, though often quite basic. He makes great jet points, looks a little basic. Adam is cool, too cool, but basic. Some would say generic.
Hey, Jake, happy Thursday.
What up, Adam?
Hey, thanks again to all the love yesterday with Asmaniac Madness. It was really great to get so much support from the community, and awesome job, Papa Jet. And let's keep raising the bar. Yesterday was amazing in the madness, and can't wait to see what's coming in the final rounds. It's
That was
be out of
great.
this world.
I was thinking about it. That might have been the best. That was definitely the best day of the tournament as far as like both shows having two matches that were ultra competitive. But that was crazy, man. You brought it. Papa brought it. And then the afternoon show with Mad Max and AJF in Australia trying to rally votes and overtime being needed. That was an epic day.
Definitely. Fantastic work, man. Great community. All right. So I was thinking, I don't know if you've been tracking this or not, but what's FanDuel? Does FanDuel have a odds on whether Ty Simpson's in the first round or not?
I could check.
It's kind of a tricky one because it's not like pick the spot or pick the team. It's
yeah,
sort of
certain sports books will give odds a little closer. I don't know if those are out on like higher or lower, like 8.5 selection.
Yeah.
So that might be available for Ty. I just don't know which sports book has that at this point.
all good. I won't look I have other bookies, but FanDuel's pretty cool, so I'm sure they've got
I'm with PrizePicks now, so you can use whatever book you want.
Use PrizePicks, use them all. All right, cool.
Yeah.
This is going to be cool to your sponsors. So anyway, I actually think folks should definitely get in on that action. I think that he's going to go in the first round. I don't think he's going to go to the Jets, though. I think people are just going to leapfrog him, and if they really love him and they think he's a long-term prospect, then invest in the option to have a fifth year, right? Like, if you think he's a long-term play, then why wouldn't you want to get him in the first round with that fifth year, with the first year being a wash?
Yeah, that could be part of their process. Again, I think you only do that if you're all in on Simpson then. And if you're going to do that, the argument is, well, wouldn't you just take him at 16?
Yeah, well, I don't think the Jets are getting Simpson. I think it's a huge smokescreen. I think there's going to be I don't know why people are so worried about 16. It's like, if there's so many possibilities for 16, it's going to make it a very tradable asset. Like, the trade down is still very real. If someone's like just in love with Sadiq, like way more than we would be, or if someone's in love with Vega and Vega's available, or like a Mesidor is available, or like Spencer Fano's available, like people might like trip over themselves to go up a few spots, and we might get a king's ransom to go like 2 spots down, 3 spots down, and pick up, one of those coveted late second round, third round picks that we're looking for, because we're just trying to stack some more bodies, young bodies that are going to do a really good job and be like impact players. So I'm excited about 16. It's like, I think it's like a go with the flow kind of thing. Like, be cool with it. Let the player come to you, and if the top rated player, happens to be someone you like, great. Otherwise, I think you're going to be able to field some really great offers. There's nothing like being in the middle of the first round, because you have all sorts of possibilities. You could also trade up. I know we've talked about that too. So really amazing that the pick landed where it did, because having it right in the middle is really good versus having it at the end. I think that it just worked out well. Thank you, Colts. Appreciate it.
Yeah, look, I see your point, and obviously 16 is better than where we thought that pick was probably going to be when they made the deal. But I don't know if it's still a great spot. Like, you're in the middle of the draft, but like, what players are left that teams are desperately coming up for? Like, teams
Someone's
might have
gonna
similar.
fall, man.
Someone could for sure, but a lot of times, like, teams will have similar grades on the player that you could get in 16 versus the player you can get on the back end of round 1. Like, not every team. This is true for all 32 teams. There aren't 32 first round graded players in this draft.
Correct. There isn't, which again makes the 16th valuable. So I think it's like, here's an interesting one that we don't talk about, right? Corner. Like, if Mincer Delaney happened to miraculously fall to 16, would we trip over ourselves for that? Because it's not like we're totally solid on corner.
I'd be disappointed. He might be an awesome player, but again, they have so many other needs. I'm not saying they couldn't improve at corner. They could, but your head coach is a former corner. You invested a 3rd round pick in Azareye'h Thomas a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
You paid Brandon Stevens. You signed Deshaun Wright. You traded for Brownlee. Like, shouldn't we have enough there to then be able to add some other stud players with pick 16, and then you have, hopefully some better coaching for your secondary?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's just a matter of how you feel philosophically about the depth of the position.
Like, you think he's amazing, and it's just too good of a value to pass up. That's kind of what happened with Azareye'h Thomas. I don't think they were planning on taking a corner, but he fell to the 3rd round, and they thought the value was too good to pass up. I'd be surprised if they took a corner at 16. I would be too,
but I think if he's up there on the board, it would be interesting if they do pass on him if he's down, because I think he will get picked before then. But like, you just gotta start thinking someone's surprising is going to slip to 16, and you just got to hope that that's the right fit. And then, as it relates to the line, I still think there's more likelihood that it'll be someone on the line that'll be available, someone very interesting that we didn't think was going to be around for it. So I would probably prioritize line still versus corner, to your point. I think that I get paranoid about the OT depth. I mean, I know we've spent all these investments in Membu and Fashanu and all of that, but like one of those goes down, we've got Chooks, I guess. Cool. And like what's after that? And is that good enough to get by long term? So maybe that's probably a second round, third round knee at the earliest. But again, if someone really good falls to 16, it'll be so fascinating to see if they really keep their board discipline or if they don't. So I guess we'll find out.
Well, we're going to see if their board is even set properly. Like, do they evaluate these guys the right way? Never forget, the Jets thought that JSN wasn't worth a first-round pick, and they thought Malachi Corley was the third best receiver in the draft a few years ago. So, like, every team evaluates guys differently.
That was bonkers. I mean, we're still hating that. But I think like it was the whole Patriots sniping us for Broderick Jones that just totally threw Dougie off the rails. And that happened in the last draft. I think we don't emphasize it enough. Twice the Buffalo Bills sniped us for defensive tackle. Twice in the same draft. I think it was on the same day. I think day 2 and day. I think it was round 2 and 3. Buffalo purposely jumped us because they knew we were going to take a DT, and they took a DT in front of us. So hopefully Mougey doesn't get fooled again in that situation. Maybe he does get a little aggressive because we do have a lot of those late round assets that we can just do to leapfrog another team. So maybe we'll get aggressive this time around because if he gets sniped again, that'll be very frustrating.
100%. Adam, excellent job yesterday and great call today.
Thank you. Peace.
So some updates on the Kirk Cousins signing in Vegas. We have the money now. His agent is incredible. I mean, Daniel Jones has now kind of become like this generation's Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins is still a Hall of Fame bag getter. I mean, this guy has been a good quarterback. I think he's won one playoff game, though, in his career, and he has made so much money. It's insane. Kirk Cousins got $10 million from the Raiders and the Atlanta Falcons combined for this season. And then after the season, he gets a $10 million bonus. So he's making $20 million here for possibly one season of being the backup for most of it. Pretty good. Atlanta has to pay some of the offsets, so the Raiders aren't really paying him $20 million. They're paying $1.3 million. But then they could throw in $10 million to him next year. It's crazy. And look, if he has to start the year, he's perfectly capable of doing that till Fernando Mendoza is ready. Or maybe the Raiders want to see if their offensive line is actually any good, if they fixed it, or give them a couple games to gel at the beginning of the year before putting Kirk Cousins in or Fernando Mendoza in. Like, let Kirk Cousins take the hits, go through the growing pains with a new offensive line, and when you make the transition to Fernando Mendoza, the line's in a better spot. But Kirk Cousins is a Hall of Fame businessman. His agent is Michael McCartney. He's done a tremendous job. I see Will Parkinson tweeted, generational bag getter. It's true. Schefter tweeted, this will mark the 11th straight season which Kirk Cousins will be fully guaranteed. Yeah, I mean, look, Kirk Cousins knows how to earn money. There's no doubt. Cha-ching, cha-ching, baby. This is a live look at Kirk Cousins.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
Rolling around in dough. More of your calls right now, but first, a couple quick super chats I want to hit. Brian says, for the babies, Similac. Remind me what this is for, Brian. Big fella, super chat in the raffle for 2. If anyone's interested in the hot sauce Beast admires so much, it's called Ludicrous Sauce from the Chicken or the Egg in Beach Haven, New Jersey. Order online. It's very spicy. Other sauces, great too. Beast, your thoughts?
I'm trying to play a game of pool right now. Can everyone wait? I'm trying to win a match. I haven't played pool online for 3 years?
Why do we have to wait for you? You're the one on hold. I'm doing my show.
I'm trying to study. And studying is not easy. Studying
You're trying
is
to
very
study
hard.
what?
Gotta study my aim back because I'm gonna be hitting the bars again soon, like I did last year. You remember what I did last year? I went to the pool hole and played pool for a while.
Don't get hustled by anyone.
I don't play that shit. I only play for fun. I don't do that crazy stuff. Yeah, I leave that
Ryan
stuff.
says you should just log off, dumbass.
You want to log off? I'll show you can log off down here. Down where my bean bags are at. Everyone knows
bean bags?
Come on, who can't remember a game of bean bags? Just throw them in the little hole, you know.
Hey, Jay says, why do you call in if you don't want to talk?
Everyone likes to drag. That's your business. You know, everybody has their own opinion. It's entitled to it. And I got a 4-ball here. There we go. Nice 4-ball shot. You win some, you lose some. That's life. I don't
Peter
play
Pin
hard.
says you'd pop a beanbag if you sat on it with half your body weight.
Kids. I don't read what the chat tells me. See, I'm a pimp. And like a pimp says who's hoes, keep them coming. Because hoes like that ain't got no game.
Look at my TV. Beastmac. That wasn't me peeing. I was just stringing the cheese. Calm your freaky down. I cook burgers in my attic and burn it down.
Thank you very much, Beast. More of your calls right now. Winston joins us. Hey, Winston.
What's going on, Jake? Hey,
What's up, Winston?
Listen, man. Let me get the floor just for a second, okay? Like, I'm little. I see things on social media and everything with Glenn and everybody. Oh, this and that. They mad about what he said, but you know, you want your coach to say something positive, okay? Now check this out, man. Gino, when he was young, the guy got 8 wins, okay? All right, when he was young. 8 wins, okay? He's played enough where we've seen him go to the playoffs, okay? He said it himself on Michael Irvin's show, or whatever that was, when he was saying that he's playing to try to win and to get a chip, something he's never done before. When he went to the playoffs, you don't think he was trying to do something and win for Seattle? Like, I don't understand Jet fans. The losing got to stop. So if he believes that he seen enough defenses, he believes he's going to go, and the coach believes in him, believes that he thinks he can do it, and the coach didn't say this year either, by the way. He said promised land. He didn't say win. So why do people get
I mean, a couple things, Winston. I'll let you finish, but like,
all right.
When he said promised land, he was referring to this season. Gino's on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean, he's on a 1-year deal, but that doesn't mean he can't play good enough where he gets another deal. Same way, like, we want him.
Of course. Of course, but that's not what he was talking about. You're adding context that wasn't applied there. He won 3 games last year.
He's not trying to play. He's playing for a job. Yes, we know, because he did bad and everything like that. But Glenn is trying to play to keep his job. So even if he doesn't say it, they go to the playoffs.
But why does he need to say that, though, Winston? What you said, he could be positive. He should be positive. Why does he need to create a headline when he's the same guy who said he wants his team to move in silence? And he created the ultimate headline.
It wasn't a headline when Gino said it. Gino said the same thing before Glenn.
Gino didn't say, I'm taking the Jets to the promised land.
No, he did. He said he's here to play for a Super Bowl. He said that go YouTube this show.
I saw the interview where he talked about how his goal is to win a Super Bowl, which is what every quarterback says, right? I complimented Gino that it does sound like this is personal to him. He feels like he has unfinished business, he said, coming with the Jets. But I'm not criticizing Gino. The criticism is that this head coach created a headline that was unnecessary, just like him saying play calling is my superpower is not needed, just like him falling asleep at the combine.
I have
is
no
not
issues
needed.
with him being that positive. I have no issues with the coach saying that he's trying to win something. They know what's at stake.
But why can't he word it differently, Winston? To your point,
he doesn't have to. He's Glenn.
Of course, he doesn't have to. But these are signs that the guy has not learned, that he is not that he's not going to improve. He hasn't figured it out.
I think he learned because on paper, right now, the team is improved compared to what it was last year. So I think him and Mougey are actually really learning.
But they were the worst team in the league last year. That's not saying much.
On paper, right now, are we better with this, what we have now in place, than what they came in with? Yes or no?
What they started week 1 with, or what they started, week 18 with?
No, what we started week 1 last year with, compared to what we're going to start with. We didn't even draft yet, by the way, which is another thing.
Winston, the honest answer, I think that's debatable. I think you can lean with this team because Geno's better than Justin Fields, but again,
okay.
But it's not crazy. I mean, that last year's team, we were all lauding how good we thought the defense was going to be with Glenn. Oh, they have what was it? It was 9 of their 11 starters back year over year. We were lauding the fact that they had a real plan for Justin Fields, and Glenn was saying he was going to coach him up. He had never been coached properly. These were his words. He created all these headlines.
We believe what was said, but you got to remember.
And he was not wrong. He was incredibly wrong. So he doesn't need to now add more pressure on himself, the team, or Geno. He could just say, hey, what we saw in Vegas last year is not an accurate depiction of who we think Geno is as a quarterback. We think we're getting a guy who's going to be able to lead a successful offense for us. We're excited to see what he could do with the pieces we have. There's just ways to talk up your guy without saying he's going to take us to the promised land.
Pressure bust pipes, man. And if he believes that,
so what happened last year?
What happened last year was they put into Justin Fields, and that was the mistake. That was probably the only and the biggest mistake. The only and biggest mistake. And
that was the only mistake that Aaron Glenn made.
I said the biggest and only mistake besides him not coaching the defense. He's coaching the defense now.
Other than that, Mr. Lincoln, how was the play? And that is not all. Those are not the only 2 big mistakes he made.
Listen,
look who he hired for his coaching staff. Winston, he fired 10 of 21 assistants.
Okay, because
including both coordinators.
All right, but that was all the mistake. He didn't have the right.
You're minimizing major mistakes.
Hold on. He didn't have the right personnel. He didn't have the right players. But year 1 was the review. You go 0-7 with Sauce on your team and Quinton on your team. You figure it out like this ain't working. They realized what was in place. Remember, they came with it. Most of that team.
Winston, they started 0-7 in large part because of him, his coaching staff that he put together. Remember, he said everyone was going to be coached up properly the last 4 minutes of each half. How do you know that he learned? Winston, how do you know that he learned? What are you basing that on?
Just by what we're doing and just by what we're bringing in. We have more draft capital than we've ever had. We have more salary cap than we have. And
Darren Mougey has put together all this draft capital.
Right, but Glenn still
they haven't hit on the picks yet. You're just assuming they're going to hit on all these picks.
He has to discuss this with Glenn.
Sure, but he's not on the phone negotiating these deals. He's not on the phone being able to extract maximum value. He's not saying, go get me Harrison Phillips for a 6th-round pick or identifying Jawan Briggs. That's the scouting staff.
But they're doing it. They're all team. They're all put together. They're all
okay, but one could be good at their job and the other one could not be. Again, Joe Douglas was hired by Adam Gase.
I believe Glenn is going to be okay next year. I believe it.
Okay, so that's your right to have that opinion, but you saying that he's learned from his mistakes and he's proven it already. They haven't played any games yet.
No, I said he's proving. I said they're proving it by what they're putting in place.
You could be encouraged by their offseason moves, but again, you were probably excited about the season a year ago.
But yeah, he put something up. You got to put something up. You got to believe.
How did you feel a year ago? How did you feel a year ago? And then how did you feel in training camp? And how did you feel leading up to week 1?
I didn't feel good last year because I didn't think Justin Fields was the right move. Period.
But that was his decision.
I should have kept Aaron Rodgers.
Okay,
he's more competent.
So I'm in agreement with
more
you.
More competent of a player.
But my point is, the Fields debacle was him. That was his choice. He said as much. He's like, that was my handpicked quarterback. This is why I wanted him.
And that was the mistake. And I think this year, this is where it was fixed.
Okay, so Geno's an upgrade. Yes. But like
way better player.
Okay, so let's take a look at their upcoming schedule now. If you're optimistic, let's see how optimistic you actually are, because their schedule, at least on paper,
we didn't draft yet. Mike.
Okay, but even after they draft Arvo, reset 2, and do whatever else, you tell me how many games next year the Jets will enter with either the advantage at quarterback or head coach or both.
Okay. So what are we doing?
Just look at the schedule.
Who's week 1? It's not. Are we have the weeks yet?
These are the opponents. All right. I'm just going to name a team, and you tell me if the Jets win or lose. All right.
Okay.
Buffalo Bills at home.
Our home?
At home. Yep.
We win. Got to prove a point.
Okay, so the Bills,
In the
they're gonna win. Okay,
Bills are dwindling, and we don't know what they're gonna do with them.
they're dwindling. Would they win 12 games last year? But okay, that's fine. You're entitled to your
They're
opinion.
not the same Bills. They're winning, but they're not this winning. They're not the same.
Okay,
But
so
go
let's
ahead.
continue. Let's continue. Denver Broncos at home.
I give that Broncos. Champagne, yeah.
Okay,
Broncos.
so the Jets are 1-1 in this scenario. Green Bay at home.
We take that.
Okay, so the Jets beat Green Bay.
Yeah.
Miami at home.
We take that.
Okay, Raiders at home.
Mendoza starting or Cousins starting. We take that. We'll take that.
Okay, the Jets have now 4 wins so far. Vikings at home.
No, we can take that. Vikings. These are winnable games. These are winnable games.
Okay, great. They're winnable. That's awesome, man. They were winnable last year too when they started 0-7. But okay, they win that one. So now, the Jets so far are 5-1 in their home schedule. New England at home.
No.
Okay, so now they're 5-2. Cleveland at home.
We take that.
Okay, so the Jets go 6-2 in their record at home. Now let's get to the away games here. Here we go. Buffalo Bills on the road.
We will break even with them, so they'll get that one.
Okay, so we split with the Buffalo Bills. Now Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead.
We win. We don't know what's going on with that, Mahomes. And maybe
the Jets beat the Chiefs. Got it. Outstanding. Bears Bears in Chicago.
I give that to Caleb.
Okay, so they lose that one. How about the Miami Dolphins in Miami?
We sweep them this year.
Oh, we're going to sweep. Fantastic. Okay, Chargers in LA.
They take that.
The Jets take that?
No.
Chargers.
Get that.
Okay. Detroit on the road.
We win that. It's a point to make against Campbell.
Okay, the Jets are 3-3 on the road so far. Here we go. We got 3 games to go.
Okay.
New England on the road.
They win. New England wins.
Okay, Tennessee in Nashville.
We take that.
The Jets take that. All right. And then finally, the Cardinals in Arizona.
We finish and take that as well.
Okay, so you have the New York Jets going 11-6. You think this team's winning 11 games?
I think that can happen. Yes.
I don't care if you think it's going to happen. That is your prediction right now.
Okay,
you think the New York Jets are going to win 11 games.
Lock me in for that.
I would like to congratulate Winston and Aaron Glenn on winning Coach of the Year.
Well, he's a bootlicker, Glenn Butt Sniffer, putting perfume on a pig and telling Jake, check his out. He's a bootlicker, Aaron Glenn Truther, holding out a rope and trying to sell us on this shit show.
I hope you're right, Winston. I think you're on drugs. I mean, like, they're winning 11 games. They have not won more than 7 as a franchise since 2015. Aaron Glenn is the Coach of the Year, and I will fully back him to win that award if he goes 11-6 with this team. I will apologize for ever questioning whether or not he's a good coach or not. He would have shut me and any detractor up if he wins 11 games. They're going to beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead. I hope he's right, man. That'd be the most fun season we've that would be one of the more shocking seasons ever for any of the teams I root for. God bless. Sean Horton in the raffle for 1. Let's go, Sean. Appreciate you.
Good job.
Mike DeRambo says, I want what this guy's smoking real bad. He's smoking that jet hopium. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls. BK is back from attending to his crying baby. Hello, BK.
Yeah, the Winston guy, I don't know what he's on. Like that level of delusion, like, is like infected in the fan base. And it's started with like the Sam stuff, the Zach stuff, and then people saying Fields was going to throw for like 4,000 yards last year, and look what happened. And also the baby was getting some love in the chat, so there you go.
I love it. It looks like you're a tremendous father, BK.
Yeah, I'm doing what I can. But like my point from before, like can't you? It's kind of like a gauntlet, like ahead of us in the teens. You see how good teams like Baltimore draft. Can't you see oh, they're the ones who take the risk on Tyson, and then he ends up being a top
Amazing.
15 receiver for the next few years, and then I don't know, you could see even what was Adam was saying we're gonna trade back and someone's gonna trade up for the guard. No way. But I don't know. That's what I got.
Well, BK, do me a favor. Shoot me an email with your name and address. I want to send a Jake Asman onesie for your kid there, all right?
Awesome, man. Yeah, little Jet fan here.
Love it. BK, good luck, man.
All right, man. Later.
Good call by BK. I could definitely see the Ravens taking Jordan Tyson. That's an excellent point by BK. The Ravens need a receiver. I've seen Mekhi Levin mock there. Now, look, the Ravens have very strict medical people. We know that. Ask Max Crosby. So if they were to take Tyson, that'd tell me something. Or the Max Crosby thing was just BS, and they realized they could get Trey Hendrickson for a lot cheaper than originally anticipated and keep their 2 first-round picks. But hey, whatever story you want to believe. Ladies and gentlemen, the big fella has called back in. Big fella, right now you're cruising to victory. It is 75-25, you leading the Lump Man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate everybody for voting for me, man. It's something else. It's the precursor to the big matchup this afternoon.
Oh, the intensity of a Gary versus Amanda battle is unbelievable.
I'm telling you right now, I think it's going to be the highest amount of votes ever on the show for this tournament. Honestly, I really do. I think it's going to be the biggest. It's going to be amazing. So I look forward to seeing that later on. Hopefully, I'm not at the airport at that point, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, big fella, I'll tell you what. Get your popcorn ready.
Oh, it's ready, man. It's ready. Believe me, it's ready. Oh, you know what's funny? I remember a while back, people were asking me, "Oh, what's the room look like that you call from and stuff like that?" So let me give you a little tour.
Let's go.
All right. We got closet over here, right? Everybody was like, "Oh, what's in the closet?" Well, it's just clothes and shit. So there you go. Then, we got a little, my wife decorates and stuff. So here's the mirror and stuff. Gator, that intro that Gator did, right? You know how he has me laying on the bed? Well, this is how it is. It's like you lay down.
Oh, yeah.
And you got the legs up and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then I got the window over here. So it's pretty basic, but, it is what it is. So just figured I would share that a little bit, That's it, But like I said, I really appreciate the support from everybody. Lumpy's a great dude. Look forward to seeing him again sometime. And I look forward to meeting everybody also. It's just, I love the show. I love the community. I love the Jets. They don't love me, but that's okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for everything, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the big fella.
Asmaniac Madness is underway. Make sure you vote to make your voice heard.
Look, if you're a Jet fan, you probably could use some therapy, and that's why I teamed up with Rula to become one of our new sponsors on the channel. If you're a Jet fan, you know what stress is like. You know what being a fan is like. It's a full-time emotional commitment. And look, in the real world, real life, we all deal with problems as well. I've seen plenty of friends of mine, family, people in my life benefit from therapy when things start piling up. And the problem is that it's usually pretty hard to get started. It could be too expensive. And that's where Rula comes in. They're a healthcare provider group that makes therapy simple and affordable. They work with the most major insurance plans out there. And the average copay is about $15 per session, which is less than a beer at MetLife. With Rula, you get matched with licensed vetted therapists who actually fit what you're looking for. And you can book sessions fast, sometimes as soon as the very next day. No long waits, no guessing, no nonsense. So if you're ready to invest in your mental health the same way you invest in the Jets every week, go to Rula.com/Asman and get started today. That's RULA.com/Asman. Take the first step and take control of your mental health with Rula. All right, folks. One last call before we wrap the show. Reminder to like the video and subscribe to the channel and to enter the Wing Corbett helmet raffle for those of you who want in. We will close out the show with a legend in this community. The King is on the line. Loski will close us out.
Jake, my brother. Jake, my brother. It's always good to see you, my brother. Let me just start off with this, man. Kirk Cousins has to be the most, fortunate guy in the NFL. Okay, his agent has connections nobody knows about for him to get a 5-year deal. Okay, at his age, throwing the way he's throwing the damn ball. Okay, his agent is God tier out here. Okay, that is ridiculous. I would never have thought Kirk Cousins would have got 5 years, $172 million, $20 million.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah. $20 million first year.
So the only guarantee, it's basically a 1-year deal, but for cap purposes, it's listed as a 5-year deal. But still, the fact that he got $20 million is insane because he's going to get, of this $172 million, it's a $20 million deal. There's a club option for 2 years at $80 million that they're going to decline. So he's not actually getting 5 years, but he's 38. He's getting $20 million for a year to be the backup to Mendoza.
Right. And it's just ridiculous to me. But moving forward, I don't want to talk about another team because I'm a Jet fan. To the guy Winston, man, I'm confused by this fan base. I don't understand what the hell y'all seeing in Glenn. I don't get it. Because, see, at the end of the day, the man has shown nothing yet as of last year or next year to say he's gonna do anything. I'm totally confused because, see, at the end of the day, the man won 3 games last year. Okay, he hasn't proven anything. The bravado has come down. Okay, that's the only improvement he has made. Okay, I don't see no improvement in this team yet because games got to be played on the damn field. Okay, let's not get it twisted. It's April. We're talking about April, man. We're not in September yet. Minicamp hasn't happened yet. Okay, voluntary OTAs hasn't happened yet. Okay, we don't know what the hell this team is, and as it's presently constructed, we got a whole bunch of mediocrity on the damn field. Let's not get it twisted. You talking about 11 damn games? 11 damn games where? Where? Absolutely the fuck not. Are you kidding me? Hell no. And at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you like this. All you Glenn bootlickers, like I told y'all year 1, this all falls on Glenn. You come in the building talking about you ready to win now, okay? Doggone it, you better be ready to win because you wasn't ready to win last year. I don't want to hear none of this Glenn crap. I'm not giving Glenn nothing but a damn price sheet, and you use your damn superpower, son. Okay? Because this is ridiculous, man. I'm not seeing what y'all seeing. Okay? I watch a lot of football, man, over my 37 years of life. Okay? And at the end of the day, I know what good football looks like on the damn field. And what last year, there wasn't no damn good football. Okay? So don't come to me with, oh, he could get this pick and we can make this move in the draft. Son, I don't care nothing about no draft. Can you coach up players to win games? That's what it comes down to. Okay? I don't want to hear no doggone, this may happen and this player may develop. No, do it on the damn field and win games. Okay? Because you had talent last year. You got rid of the talent. You wanted to bring in your guys. Okay? You wanted to get these picks. All right? So make it happen. I don't want to hear no excuses, man, because that's all I'm hearing is excuses for this guy. And he doesn't deserve excuses. Okay? That's all I wanted to say, man, because this is getting out of hand. It's getting real ridiculous, all these Glenn bootlickers, man, and he hasn't proven or shown anything. Okay? He's the Josh Allen of coaches. Okay? All the hype with nothing to prove. Okay? So, hey, man, y'all know I love the Asmaniac community, man, but we got to get it together and face reality, okay? The game's got to be played on the field, okay? And at the end of the day, baby, we need to start winning games because you already know, baby, it's all about the JTS, Jets, JTS, Jets.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
King Loski, thank you. I love the passion, man. Loski always trolling Bills fans is hilarious to me. Man. Again, I hope Winston calls more, and I hope that he's right. The Jets go 11-6, and he forever gets to rub that in all our faces that he stood by this embattled coach. And he's right. If Glenn wins 8 games, I think he might get coach of the year votes. 11 would be insane. The Jets have won 11 games once since 2010. They won 11-5, and they won 10 in 2015. And I'm trying to think. 06, they won 10. Did they win 10-04 or 11-04? 2002, they won the division with 9 wins. Let's see what the Jets in 2000. Yeah, they were 10-6 in 2004. I mean, I think the Jets won 11 games in 2010. 98, they obviously won 12. That's really it. They haven't won that 11 games that many times in their history. Amanda Madison with a super chat. Today's the day to prove that as maniacs realize we're living in 2026. A vote for Amanda is a vote for rationality, reason, and common sense.
Jets, Jets.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of voting, it's time to close out the poll voting in this morning's Asmaniac Madness bout. This one was all big fella. Big fella advancing to the Sweet 16. 75-25, the final score as the big fella. He moves on to the Sweet 16 to face the Australian Jets fan. The final score again, 75-25, 428 votes were cast. Congrats to the big fella. Thank you to Lumpy for calling in at work. Both tremendous callers. Met both these guys multiple times personally. Great guys. Great battle. This afternoon, we just saw the super chat from Amanda. We got Gary 3D Boxing and Amanda Madison leading off play in the extraordinary region. So we have that to certainly look forward to. What a show. What a time to be alive. Like the video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you have not already done so. And in honor of the big fella picking up a decisive victory here. Hold on. StreamYard's glitching, but I'm trying to find a particular clip to play. I have found the clip. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll play you out with a little nod to the big fella. And Gary is featured in this clip too. So this is a perfect way to end the program. Again, we're back this afternoon. Dylan Terraman is the guest. Like the video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. And if you want more Jets content, the Jets Collective episode 2 aired last night. Search Jets Collective on YouTube, and you can check out the show I did with Brandon Tierney and Rich Samini. Go Jets, and we'll talk to you this afternoon.
And I just saw a big fella's tweet. So I'm 5'11", 180 pounds, and I wear a large. And you're telling me he's got me by 100 pounds, and he only wears an extra large?
Gary, why the fuck what do you care about what the fuck I'm wearing, bro?
I'm gonna look. I'm a man of logic and reason. I'm 5'11", 180. I wear a large. You're 6'5".
Why does this guy care about what I'm wearing? It makes no sense. Why do you care? Why
You
do
don't
you
watch
care?
Curb Your Enthusiasm and someone says something like suspicious to Larry to kind of give him that look like, okay.
How is this suspicious, bro? What are you talking
about? 280. That's a big fella.
Dude, if I wore a 2X, it would be baggy on me because my body is different. Okay, not everybody's built the same.
I understand, but if you're 6'4", 280, that ain't all in your legs, bro. 6'4", 280 is a big boy.
I don't know why you give a shit what I look like. You got me a little upset right now, man.
I didn't mean to get you upset, big fella.
Gary, why do you make fun of Big Fella and his shirt? Maybe you're a weird person, a weird guy. A wiggle, beagle, beagle, deagle, deagle, beagle, deagle, deagle.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.